A very good morning to everyone. It's currently 1 p.m. in Malaysia. My name is Ryan Chan.
And I'm Malcolm Shin Wong.
At this hour, we'll be reporting about economic challenges impacted by the Covid-19 pandemic. The Covid-19 pandemic has had a significant economic impact globally, including widespread job losses, reduced consumer spending, disrupted supply chains, and decreased economic growth.
These challenges have been felt by individuals, businesses, and governments alike, leading to increased debt, reduced tax revenue, and ongoing uncertainty about the future. The pandemic has also exposed and exacerbated existing inequalities, with marginalized communities, low-wage workers, and small businesses disproportionately affected. The economic challenges brought by the COVID-19 virus will most likely continue to be felt for the years to come.
Global economic activities has shown as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. As several countries has entered the recession as a result, it is expected that the world's economy will fall by 3% in 2020. The world's economy turned out since the Great Depression of the 1930s, as reported by the International Monetary Fund. Many business and people has lost their jobs in the tourism and hospitality sectors as a direct result of the pandemic. Financial inequalities was already present before the pandemic, but it's only made them worse. For instance, people of colors and those making those regions has share of the English in the red. An additional 140 million people might fall into extreme poverty by 2021, according to the World Bank. To add insult to injury, small firms have been hit particularly hard, with many having trouble getting the financing they need to stay open. Overall, the world economy has been severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Government reactions have been diverse, with some countries taking more drastic measures than others in the form of stimulus package. The complexities of the issues, global response that the needs of the most vulnerable population while also encouraging economic recovery and ensuring long-term stability and growth in the economy in the wake of the pandemic. The goals of this study is to evaluate the effectiveness of various policies approach to the economic difficulty posed by the epidemic.
For the research methodology, focus groups are one of the research approaches we have selected for this project study. The goal of selecting these techniques is to offer information in many formats, such as quantitative data from questionnaires, quantitative data from focus group talks on the effects of COVID-19's economic challenges. Additionally, the utilization of many methodologies contributes to improving the overall validity of the data acquired.
Western philosophy and Eastern philosophy. There is no one specific or unified view within the Western philosophy on the economic challenges posed by COVID-19. However, some philosophers and economics have argued for policies that prioritize public health and economic justice, health redistributions, and investment in public goods such as healthcare and education. Others have emphasized the importance of free market and individual rights, advocating for policies such as deregulations and tax cuts. Ultimately, the most effective economic response to the pandemic is a matter of ongoing debates and discussion within both philosophical and policy circles. For the Eastern philosophical concept, it may offer insights into how to navigate these challenges. For example, the Buddhist concept of interdependence suggests that economic well-being is separated from the well-being of all human beings and the environment, and therefore, economic policies should prioritize sustainability and social equality. Psychology and sociology. COVID-19 has been a considerable major stress factor and has led to a great increase in psychological illnesses. Literature related to the spirituality and philosophy on to provide solace in time like this. Literary masterpieces can provide a wealth of guidance and solace to both the medical university and affected people and their caregivers. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused significant economic challenges for humanity. Lockdowns and restrictions on businesses have resulted in job losses, reduced incomes, and increased economics. The pandemic has also accelerated the adoption of digital technologies, transforming the way people work, shop, and communicate. The long-term economic effects of the pandemic remain uncertain and will depend on the pandemic factors such as the duration of the pandemic, the effectiveness of vaccination programs, and the ability of government to manage the economic fallout. Thank you.
In finding and discussion, we have logic philosophy. Good reasoning involves using value and reliable evidence to support claims and counter arguments, and drawing logical conclusions based on the available information. Bad reasoning, on the other hand, involves using French and insufficient evidence to support claims, ignoring alternatives, positives, and counter-arguments, and drawing illogical or unjustified conclusions. Besides that, ideology. There are various ideologies about economic challenge after COVID-19. Some argue for more government interventions and spending to stimulate the economy and support those who have been most affected by the pandemic. Relativism suggests that economic challenge after COVID-19 may differ across countries, industry, and socio-economic groups, depending on focus such as pre-existing conditions, policy responses, and technology advancements.
Hello, may I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
Do you think COVID-19 affect everyone?
Yes, in my opinion, COVID-19 has affected everyone's life in one way or another, and the pandemic has caused significant disruption to our routines, and such as working from home, attending school virtually, and avoiding social gathering. Many people have lost their job also. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi,
Hi.
may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think COVID-19 affect?
Yes. Because COVID-19 prevent me from going out to play, and then many activities cannot be done, and then it also affect me life, and then resulting in very low profit, and then the COVID-19 economic has not that affect my life in a big way. Yes, thank you.
Hi,
Hi,
may I ask you a question?
sure, no problem.
What's the economic challenge do you face after COVID-19?
I face a lot of problems, such like money problems. I use a lot of money, I don't have income, then I almost bankrupt.
And how do you overcome it?
How do I overcome it? I overcome it very easy. I make a book, I do saving account, I write spending money a lot, then I successful.
Hi, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What economic challenge do you face during COVID-19 and how you overcome it?
The economic challenge I'm facing is during the COVID-19 pandemic, my part-time job has been cancelled because of the Malaysian government policy of lockdown, and it made me doesn't have any side income. And how I overcome it is I try to saving more money and let myself is not having like big heavy issue to facing about the economic challenge. Thank you.
I can ask you a question. Yes. How long do you think the impact of economic challenge lasts?
I think this situation will be last in the next few years because it is uncontrollable and the current global economic issue is not optimistic. According to a research, about 26 people think it will take 3 to 5 years, and 6% say it will be between 6 and 10 years. So, before their family's financial situation is back to where it's a year ago.
Can I ask you a question? How long do you think the impact of economic challenge lasts?
In my opinion, the impact of economic challenge can vary depending on the specific circumstance and factors involved, such as the severity of the challenge, the resilience of the economy, and the effectiveness of policy responses. In some cases, the impact may be relatively short-lived, while in other cases, it may persist for a year or even decades. However, with appropriate measures such as sound economic policies and effective interventions, it is possible to mitigate the effect of economic challenge and accelerate recovery. Thank you.
In conclusion, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused significant economic challenges around the world. The widespread job losses, reduced consumer spending, disrupted supply chains, and decreased economic growth have had significant impact on individuals, businesses, and governments. The pandemic has exposed and exacerbated existing inequalities, with marginalized communities and low-wage workers being hit the hardest.
Governments and organizations worldwide have responded with fiscal and monetary policies, relief measures, and vaccination drives to mitigate the economic impacts of the pandemic. Despite these efforts, it is likely that the effects of the pandemic will continue to be felt for years to come, and the path to economic recovery may be long and difficult. Thank you.